There are Christmas sweaters and there are Christmas sweaters. And I think that, Todd, is the latter. I think we should stand up and see them in their full glory. I have lights.
Well, I don't have any lights, but my reindeer's got glasses on.
He should really have 3 pairs of glasses on. Apparently the first 30 seconds is important, so no Toddalog.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Was that the intro?
Thanks for joining us and welcome. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, Gio.
Merry Christmas, Todd, and Merry Christmas, everybody. And I think since it's our first Christmas video we've ever done, we should probably start by saying thank you to people.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for all your support throughout this past year. Thank you for everyone who's gone over to the Bench Critters channel and subscribed to there and signed up for the email list on the website. Thank you guys so much.
Well, do you know who was the very first person to subscribe?
I think I do, but tell us.
It was Laurel from Jade Guitars. So the reason, isn't that weird? The reason that we met initially was I got in contact with you for, it was Great Guitar Build-Off a few years ago now. And we wanted to, I had a comment and I got in touch with Todd and said, there's somebody that I'd like to help who's having a bit of a hard time. Can we see if we can rally the community around together? And which you guys absolutely then did and helped him to build a Telecaster. But he was then the first person to subscribe to the new channel. That's awesome.
That is. I mean, you know, that just shows you the power of community, you guys. I mean, it brought Gio and I together, and this has been a relationship that we've fostered for the past 4 or 5 years, and you see where it's led. You know, all these collaborations we've done together, now we're starting a business together. I couldn't be happier about that. Thank you so much, Laurel, for subscribing to the channel.
While we're chatting about the community, there is one person who is Owen Kelly. He's Entropia Guitars. We'll pop it up on screen. But he's built his first guitar. He did a Rosewood Telly, and I know that you've seen it too. And it's his first build, and it is fantastic. It's a really good example of what you can achieve for a first build.
I agree with that, and his guitar did turn out really, really great for a first build, for any build actually. That guitar turned out really beautiful.
Somebody put a good comment. I was watching him doing the GBC podcast, which we'll come on and have a chat because we're gonna go onto that, I think, in the end of January. But he was having a chat and there was a couple of comments that came up that buying nice wood, albeit not expensive, and we might have a discussion on this too, is a really good way of focusing your attention and stopping you from taking shortcuts or doing something the wrong way, because it's the quick way. If you've got just a little bit of money invested in something that's really nice, it'll make sure that it keeps you on track.
You know, it's almost like this for me. If you go into a build and you subscribe to the philosophy that you're going to build a couple of practice guitars, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you almost go into that build expecting to not come out the other end with anything usable. And I don't think that has to be the case. I think that if you take your time and you choose wisely and make wise decisions all the way through the process, you can absolutely come out with a playable instrument. It may not be perfect, but you know it's not going to be perfect if you start with less than usable things. You know, I didn't do that. I know you didn't do that either. So I was happy to see that Owen followed that advice. I really was. And he come out, his guitar's just killer. Have you seen those medallions he had made for his headstocks?
Yeah, it's lovely. I'm really hoping that he's going to get on. I know he has a channel on YouTube with no videos up there yet, but I think he's planning to. So it's definitely going to be worth a watch when he does, because he's also a lovely guy. But on that same note, it's probably worthwhile. There's so many builders out there that are doing things on YouTube, so many that we don't even know about. So maybe just, if you've seen something really cool this year, pop a comment in on here, let people know who built it, what it was, and people will probably go and have a look, because there's a lot of builders, I think, that watch these channels.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, I was so happy that first year for the Great Guitar Build Off, and I was sad to see that go. However, the community that has rallied around that is still going strong, you guys. We've built something that I think we can all be proud of, and I'm certainly proud to be a member of it. This is all about helping each other be successful as a guitar builder. And I can't tell you how pleased I am to know I've played a role in that. And Gio, I know you feel the same way. So yeah, I reiterate what Gio said.
So on that note, we've got plans for next year. So, but we don't have final plans for our guitar building. So what would you, I'm just going to throw it open. We've talked about lots of collaboration builds. What would you like to do out of everything that we've talked about?
Well, I think we said in one of our videos, I think it's in the Les Paul video actually, that we were going to, how much we were struggling to find the time to fit in collaborations in between all these commissions that we both had to do. So we dropped a hint saying that we would probably do a collaboration for a commission build. And I'm really stoked about that idea, man. I've got a commission build coming up for a guy that actually contacted you to start with, you know? So I think that may be a good one to collaborate on while you do. I know you've got a commission that you're about to start or getting ready to start thinking about going on. I think we should do those two guitars together, man. I really do.
I love that idea too. Let's do that as one. The other one I've really been looking forward to is, and it's because I promised my younger brother for at least 3 years now that I'm going to make him a guitar. And he's a real metal, he's so into metal. I have bought a Gabon ebony top that looks, I've sent you the picture, and that top on a metal guitar with black hardware and black pickups, that would look awesome.
But well, black is the color of metal, no doubt. And actually, the commission build I'm doing for Joey, that guitar's getting a Catalog's top. So we're both kind of sticking in that dark range. I'm happy about that, man. I can't wait to see these builds come to life. I'm so excited about it. Joey's guitar is actually really close to something I would build for myself, you know?
Yeah, we've talked that one back and forwards to the point where I think I should definitely get 50% of the net.
Yeah, I don't care about that, man. The money doesn't matter to me, you know that. I do this because it feeds my soul.
We both do. The amount of ideas that we kick back and forth, we're basically business partners anyway. But there was a couple of others that we talked about. This is probably, you know, this might be a reasonable place to just throw them all out there and see what people think, and tell us which ones you think would be the most interesting. So we talked about, Todd, you've got some sister tops, basically identical tops, haven't you? We've talked about doing builds. We each do a build using the exact same wood, see what the other person comes up with. That's one.
And we've also talked about building a guitar for each other. And I think we've known each other long enough now to where we know what that would be.
Yeah, I know what I would build you. I don't know what wood, but I've got a few ideas.
I'd love to do that, man. I think that would be such a great thing.
Metal Monsters being the other one. Proper full-on metal guitars, which is nothing like I've done, certainly. I think you've been closer to that.
Well, yeah, but I don't think I've ever set out to actually build a metal guitar. It's just kind of wound up that way.
The wood challenge, that was another one, wasn't it? I will pick the wood for you and you would pick it for me, and we'll make whatever we make.
And we've talked about doing a one wood build. Like, for instance, we both pick one wood, walnut, and we build the entire guitar out of walnut. I think that's a good idea too. I could really get into that, because first of all, I got some killer walnut.
I was going to say, I could, if it was walnut. I'm not sure if it was, I can't think of that many woods that would be good for that. Oh, limber. Black limber might be a really good one.
It would. Mahogany, I mean, there are a few. You know, there's several woods that I wouldn't want to make a neck out of that would be perfect for a body.
The advantage that you have is that it doesn't matter what, if I was to pick, you would already have all that wood.
Yes, I probably would. The one thing I thought that I was running low on was body wood. But I dug through my wood stash a couple of weeks ago and discovered that I was wrong.
I have just had a thought of another one that we talked about, and I guarantee this is what people are going to go for. We talked about doing a build for a subscriber, didn't we? So just for the people that have been long-term subscribers of ours, they've got a very good idea of the stuff that we produce now. So just saying to people, throw out in the comments what would be an awesome guitar, your dream guitar for us to build. And we'll pick our favourite. I'll pick whichever one really appeals to me, and we'll build it for that person.
That would be really, really great. And, you know, I've been thinking for quite a while now. I've tried to do a giveaway pretty much since I've been competent enough as a builder to build a guitar I felt like letting leave this shop. I've tried to do a giveaway every year, and I've been trying to think about how to reward the people who have been a part of this with us for, you know, for such a long time now, it feels like. That would be a really cool thing to do for someone, I believe. And I would be totally into that.
Yeah, I would too. That would be really cool. And it would definitely be the case that people that know us best will probably be able to pitch an idea that would appeal to us the most. I like the idea of picking rather than the random thing. You know, we were talking about the guitar giveaways and things where you do a randomly picked thing, a bit like a lottery. And that doesn't really achieve what we would like to achieve, does it, I guess?
When it comes down to actually rewarding a subscriber that's been with us for a long time and knowing how engaged some of you guys are with both of us, that seems like a much better way to go about doing a giveaway.
Yeah, I think so. Should we just agree we're going to do that next year? Yeah, one of our collaborations will be that, because it's so easy we throw so many ideas out. It's so easy to just let some of these things fall by the wayside, and then we pick something else. Let's do that one, because I would like to do that too.
I would too. So let's absolutely make that a point. I know we've got to do these commissions, but we'll make absolutely certain that we are able to fit that in to 2025.
Yes, so have a think. Start with this video. We'll obviously do another video when we come into it, but the style of guitar, or one that we've already built, the type of wood, the type of pickups,
hardware. Yeah.
Give us a general idea.
Right. That'd be so awesome, man. And I can't wait to do that now that you brought it up. Killer.
Cool. So that's the guitar bits for next year. We've got the other bit is Bench Critters and the launch. So we've got a busy January.
We do. And I'm happy to be busy.
Me too. So I'm conscious that we've only had the channel intro video at the point this is going to go up on the channel, so I'll be conscious about what I say. But I think the very beginning of January is when we think we're going to be able to launch things, products. And then at the end of January, we're going to go on the Guitar Builders Collective podcast. That should be cool.
Yeah, and we've already had a couple of bigger YouTube channels show some interest in these products that we're planning on releasing and who have offered to help us out with it. So we're really excited about that.
I'm super excited. I tell you what I would love is that it would be so good for me if we got into next year and we built enough of a community where our plans actually change for the things that we're going to be producing, because I know in our own head we know what our first 10 things are, but it'd be great if we have that kind of community where people are interjecting with ideas, or do this or do that, this would be really useful, solve that problem, to the point where we go, okay, we should go this way.
I agree, man. We've said, all along in the background, all these conversations we've had, we said we want this to be a community-driven project, a company, all those things that go along with it. And we mean that. I know we both do. It's really important to us, and what brought us together is this community. So it seems natural to me that we just keep following that model. It makes me really excited.
Yeah, and me too. Well, what about your channel? What have you got planned?
As you know, I'm in the middle of the Kronos Omega build, which I've chosen to make that the guitar that I use to finish up that Art of Guitar Building series that I was working on,
And that's going to be so good. How much have we talked about that guitar? I feel like I can see it already. That's going to be awesome. And you're using the Poplar Burl for that, right?
I am, and it's the Poplar Burl you sent me, and I'm so happy to be finding a use for that on this guitar. That, I think, is going to be my last tutorial as far as a full build tutorial goes. So I really want to pay attention to how thoughtfully that's put together. I really want it to be a really good tutorial video, knowing it'll be my last for a while. What about you? That's obviously that's what I got going right now, but what are you doing next? Do you know?
I think I'm going to be building quite a few next year. That's the idea. So I think what I'll do, I need to redo some of my tutorial videos because the audio is so bad. When you look at your early videos, they're terrible. And I'm not embarrassed about the content, but I'm embarrassed about how I just produce them. I really feel like I want to step that up and make it better. So I want to redo some of those, just distinct tutorial videos as opposed to full builds. But for the full guitar builds that I do, I'd quite like to do them as one long, maybe 30-minute video, because I'll have a fair few of those next year.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking about doing as well, as far as any builds that don't fall under a collaboration, or I got a couple other commissions I need to do, and those videos will be posted as a full build video, but not as a tutorial. So I think we're both probably trying to up our game a little bit and make sure that the quality of content that we're posting grows along with us. I think that's the way to do it. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. It absolutely is. And we've both been on this struggle, as everybody is, on this struggle for growth, just to actually progress and to just make each one incrementally better than the last. I'm happy as long as I'm doing that, and I think you are too. But I like that whole idea of going from a whole bunch of wood and components to a finished guitar in one video.
So that's what's going on in our world.
Indeed, and what we've got planned for 2025. So thank you so much for everything that you've done for us this year. The support has been unreal. In fact, it has been for the last few years. We really, really do appreciate it. Do let us know what you think about our plans for next year. Any suggestions that you've got for either of our channels, for the collaborations, or for what we're doing with Bench Critters will be gratefully received. And we look forward to a new video very soon.
Merry Christmas.
You had to get in there last.